um, knowledge of everything that truly be known. Then hold you to the wall. No. Like say, Rachel, So I know I'm trying to go out of God, and I'm walking on the lessons for touching my day and day, how far I go. And all the other things that are I will here, that is, I will here and with you opportunity to go to any institution how to learn these words. And what you're saying and role to be the two you want to leave And I feel the ministry of
Slightly what this man
Everybody here? Meal? Meal. Okay. I made it on children, and the person is making children get their education together. It's meal. And that's like right? It's like birds.
you trust you said, you know, that right to make decisions when you're there. Finally, that car was the car was way the car. And I went back to the next anyway, now you know how to feel like there's a lot of people we kind of you know what and that's Wednesday. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. God, God gave you the correct and I pray God can respond to the truth while all of you get trained slowly go to the and no.